Hello and welcome to another video. This is Garrett Rochell here with Sprinterra. Today we're going to take a look at some basic user management. So we'll look at a few different things. We'll look at an existing user, we'll look at creating a new user, and then we'll log in as that new user so that we can see what that process looks like. First, we're going to go into the user screen, and you can see here using the global search, it's under the user security module. We'll just click directly into it. And now let's choose an existing employee. We'll just use Layla for today and go through some of the core areas of the user profile. So you're going to have first name, last name, email, some basic information. You're also going to have the ability to link an existing entity. So if this user is also set up as an employee or set up as a contact in the system, you have the ability to link to them. You also have the ability to set a user type, and a user type is an easy way of assigning user roles. So down here on this roles tab are all of the different roles that are available in the system. And when you're creating a user, you can either manually assign them. So you can come in here and select and deselect the roles that make sense for this particular user. However, if you have a scenario in which you have many users who are going to have the same roles, you can create a user type and assign those roles to that user type. That way, when you create each of those 10 users that have the same requirements as far as what they should or should not access in the system, you just have to assign the user type as opposed to assigning 10 or 15 different user roles for each of those users that you set up. I'll show you what this looks like here when we create the new user in just a second. Before we move on, though, a couple other areas here. So you got the ability to allow password recovery, allow password changes. You can set whether or not the password expires after a set amount of days. And you can also force a user to change password the next time they log in. Typically, that's done when you're creating a new user. And again, I'll show you that in just a second. Finally, as administrator, you have the ability to disable or enable the user. So if the user is leaving, you may want to disable them. If they're locked out because they tried to enter the wrong password too many times, you can re-enable them, and then you can reset their password so that they are going to get back into the system. Additionally, you can sign in as a user. So if you set a couple of user roles for this user and you want to see what that actually looks like for them, you can sign in as that user and then you'll be in the system as if you were them. Again, these are for administrator. We've got all these other different tabs as well. That's probably information for a later video. So with that, we'll just jump straight into creating a new user. So I'll create myself. So we'll do grochell as the username. We'll deselect generate password so that I can enter a temporary password for myself. And then we'll give first name, we'll enter last name, we'll enter an email. And then rather than manually selecting all of these roles down here, we'll just say I'm in that same user type that Layla was, and I'll select general employee. And you can see it automatically selects a couple of these roles down here. That way we don't have to manually do it. So we'll leave that as is. Next thing that we'll do is we'll force the user to change password on the next login. This way, when Rochell logs into the system for the first time, he'll use the temporary password, but then he'll be able to create his own unique password as well. So with that, I'm just going to save this. I'm going to sign out of the system, and then I'm going to log in as this new user. So I'm going to first enter the temporary password. Once I do that, now it wants to see a new and unique password. So I'm going to enter my own unique password. Hit enter, and now it logs me into the system. I'm logged in as Garrett Rochell. I have my own new and unique password. And now, based off of the roles that I gave myself, that determines the areas of the system that I'm actually able to see. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. But until the next time, I appreciate it and have a great day.